Hey guys, Hannah from Reality Awareness. Welcome! This is the Psychic Skills Activator. I'm really excited to bring this to you. This is 3 days of activating your psychic skills to the next level. So if this is your first time to my live stream, please send me some love hearts and comment below and let me know where you're from in the world. If you're here all the time, say hi, let me know that you're here. I'm excited to go through this Psychic Skills Activator. Hey Kelly, welcome. All right, exciting. Yay! I feel a little bit nervous as well because I'm like, oh, this is like an actual training. Doing it live in the public, not just behind all the groups. So welcome guys. So let me know, do you guys have your little workbook? Did you guys print it out? Do you have it handy? If not, let me know, comment below and let me know. Hey guys, yay, lots of people joining live. Okay, awesome. So let me share this as always. And we shall check in with how we're going. Yay, everybody's got it there. Exciting. All right. We are beginning. Here all the time. Yes. All right. So let me check this out. Okay. I have to do it from my phone. You're here all the time. Yes. It's so good. It's so good. Okay. Just gonna share this and then I'm gonna go through some details about how we can get the best out of these next 3 days, right? And I got some little exciting things as well. Okay, let me concentrate, get this done, get this housekeeping out of the way, shall we? So, hey Elizabeth, hey Alison, there's lots of people joining live. Awesome, so good. All right, sweet, we are live. We are live and shared, awesome. Okay, so I'm just gonna bring this up as well to make sure I don't miss any comments. Here we go, yay, exciting, okay. Sweet! Yay, still lots of people joining. Awesome. Okay, so for those of you who are just joining live, I trust you've got your Psychic Skills Activator workbook. We're going to go through this in detail. So a little bit of housekeeping. So when, hey guys, everyone's joining live. Yay! So for those of you, there has been people asking, there will be replays available. You will be able to catch up and watch them. They will be emailed out to you as well. So if you're not on my email list, you can send me a message and I can get them emailed out to you because they will be available. They are also available, of course, on my Facebook page right here where you're watching this. So you can always come back to my Facebook page, Reality Awareness, and to scroll down, you'll see them there as well. If you're watching on YouTube, as always, remember to like and subscribe so you get notified. You can turn on notifications for when I go live as well. All right. So, first of all, does anybody have any questions? Otherwise, we're going to dive into the Psychic Skills Activator. I know there's a few of you that are already in Trust Your Intuition, and Trust Your Intuition doors are open, and the inner circle as well. So we are officially open, and what you're going to experience here with the Psychic Skills Activator is a taste of what it's like to be in Trust Your Intuition, to be advancing your skills all the time. I'm pretty excited to announce that in Trust Your Intuition now holding monthly psychic development workshops as well. So I'm a little bit excited to be doing that as well, really increasing our skills to the next level. I'm constantly creating courses in Rapid Ascension Awakening, which is really next level psychic skills that are really flowing through me as I create the entire Rapid Ascension Awakening, which is a course on each chakra. So I'm excited to be bringing that to you guys as well. All right. So let's get started. So as we open up our little workbook and moving into, I got page 1 here. Oh yeah, let me just keep turning and turning and turning. Okay. So the replays will be available and, okay, first of all, okay, this is my little exciting bits. So for these 3 live streams over the next 3 days, so today, tomorrow, and the next day, all at the same time. If you share them on your page, if you tag people who are going to, you think that could get lots out of this, you are able to go into the draw. So if you share it on your page, please comment below and let me know I've shared it, because I'm running a little bit of a competition as well. So the person is kind of like you go into the draw. Yeah, you go into the draw to win a 30-minute free psychic reading with me. That's a phone call psychic reading. So if you're sharing it on your page, please let me know that you've shared it and you go into the draw. You can do that today, tomorrow, the next day, over these next 3 live streams. And enter as many times as you like. There'll be a draw, like a person picked every day to win a free 30-minute psychic reading with me. So that's on the phone. So I'm excited for that as well. So let's start right away on day 1, yeah? Hey, Ali's here as well, and there's lots of people joining. Okay, so first of all, we're looking at balancing your soul today. Balancing your soul, activating your psychic gifts, and your enhanced perception and awareness, yeah? So when we're really working with our psychic gifts and our psychic skills, there's a lot more to it than just, say, our spiritual organs or, you know, just our chakra clearing. You know, there's a lot more that goes into developing your psychic gifts, yeah? Shared, yay, awesome, hi. Okay, cool. So we're going to go through these main 3 ones. Today is a little bit more maybe technical. And then tomorrow we're actually going to activate our 3rd eye with a crystalline channeled activation that'll be live. And then we're going to actually do some psychic development practice live on live stream. So today is a little bit more technical, I guess, but these are like foundational, basic, core awarenesses that you need to have when you're working with your psychic gift and developing it, yeah? A lot of people have the gift. A lot of people don't know how to fine tune it and really use your gifts so that it doesn't use you. We can feel drained and tired and exhausted if we're not supporting ourselves with these core foundational values around using your psychic gift, yeah? Hey, beautifuls, welcome. Okay, so we get tired and drained, right, because of a lack of a few things, yeah? So when we're using our psychic gift, you know, if we're not, number one, taking care of ourselves, we're going to feel depleted, yeah? So when we're, you know, like channeling, so whether we're channeling, whether we're, you know, giving somebody a reading, whether we're jumping on a live stream, whether we're supporting a client, whether we're teaching yoga or whatever it is, right? All of those are using your psychic energy, yeah? They're using your intuitive psychic energy. Most of you who are teachers will know that if you step up to hold a live stream, write a blog, teach a yoga class, teach a workshop, and so Chris is saying that they can't hear me. I'm trusting that everyone else can. Maybe you might need to watch the replay, Chris. You know, whether we're doing any of those, you will know, or giving a reading, or if you've got a client, you will feel, I guess, an energy drop or depletion afterwards. Like, and if you're not so conscious of it, like, you'll feel the difference, yeah? You'll notice it. And especially if you have a couple of clients in a day, or you're working with people over, you know, a week or something like that, you will really feel that energy drop here. Yeah, all good. Thank you, Adele. So we get tired and drained because of a lack of self-care. So you can go ahead and write these as I'm talking in your little booklet here. I feel excited to have like a little workbook thing. Because these are really important keys, right? And it's not just like, oh, it's just this one thing. Like sometimes it can be, But just like I teach in Trust Intuition, there's a certain number of things that as a psychic healer, intuitive healer, as a teacher, as an entrepreneur, as somebody who is using their gifts all the time, whether it's out in the public or just for your own personal development so that you can enhance your business, when we are, looking after ourselves and being conscious of how much we give out to the input we put in can really help to balance us and sustain us over a long period of time. I see so many entrepreneurs give up. I see so many psychic healers and empaths go, I can't do it anymore, I'm too drained, I'm burnt out, and nobody's shifting, they go into this real, I don't want to do it anymore, and they give up. And I see so many talented, gifted healers walk away because they're not taking these vital key pieces with them. Okay, so number one is self-care. We get tired and drained because of a lack of self-care. That is your number one point of call that you need to be aware of and look into. Look over your week, look over how you're scheduling your time over each week and then over each month, and write in how many people that you're seeing, how many clients, how many, what are you doing with your time, day, and energy, right, over a period of days. And then look at where is my self-care in that? What am I doing that is filling me up? Because if I'm giving this much, you're going to burn out, right? Yep, awesome. Elizabeth. Okay, so Cassie says, I used to throw up or just be sick all day. Yeah, it's so important, right? There's so many people that I see do this, and it's just so important to keep your energy aligned, not only for the growth of your business, but also for your health and well-being, right? As a healer, it is so important to look after your own health because we're tuning in and we're helping, especially whether you're counseling, whether you're a healer, whether you're a yoga teacher, whether you're other teacher, or whether you're an entrepreneur, whether you're somebody who is helping people in personal development. That's a big broad spectrum there. If you are not looking after yourself, you're going to feel it. You feel everybody's energy, right? That is how we support people as an empath, as a healer, as a teacher. That is literally how we support people. We feel their energy, we tune in, we're receiving all these messages. And if you are not consciously clearing your energy, if you're not consciously doing these things that I'm sharing here with you, what's going to happen is not only do you feel tired and drained and you want to give up and hide away from the world, I've had enough, right? What's really important is that what you'll notice is that those things that you are healing in people, right? Those things that you're supporting them with, and as a healer, as a, in the personal development world, you will get a lot of people who have physical ailment problems, right? Let alone emotional problems, issues. And those physical ailments you will start to feel. Now, as an empath, give me some love hearts if you're giving a reading or whatever skills you're doing, right? If you've got a client and then they've got a lot of grief in their heart, and then all of a sudden you start feeling tight in your chest and can't breathe almost, right? Or you start feeling their pain. If you're not conscious of all these things that I'm talking about here in self-care and keeping your energy levels up, you're going to not only feel that while you're in session, but when you finish session with that client, you're going to walk away and you're going to be like, oh, why am I still feeling so drained, and why is my shoulder sore all of a sudden? Do you know what I mean? Because we're in that space. The balance over your schedule and keeping a real conscious eye on these important points is your difference between continuing this work for the rest of your life or giving up and going and getting sick and just I can't do this anymore because I'm too drained, right? So self-care is the number one thing, okay? Oh good, Amanda, you're here now. So my mid-back hurts again and kidneys. This just happened a few hours ago. Yeah, so it's really being conscious about whose energy am I feeling? Is it mine? What's going on? What triggered it? All those sorts of things, yeah? So number two, we get tired and drained because of a lack of energy and chakra clearing. So whilst there's so many things that cause energy draining, feeling tired, exhausted, blah, 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 right? So important to, when you finish with that client, when you finish teaching that class, when you finish that live stream, when you finish that blog, when you walk out of your workspace, no matter if you've got a entrepreneur job or whether you're working for somebody else, clear your energy all the time. Set reminders on your phone so that when you leave that vicinity of that job or you finish that client, you should be clearing your energy all the time. It's very simple to just do a quick chakra clearing, which I'll take you through right this second, right? So taking a deep breath in and exhaling. This is super quick, right? Of course, there's longer ones, but this is something you can do instantly in between clients or between classes or however you work with your clients, right? So we can just imagine the sun in the sky, the beautiful big sun in the sky, or if it's nighttime, you could choose a star or a moon. And I want you to imagine that sunlight coming into your crown. So it's like beaming a ray of sunlight into your crown chakra and clearing away anything that's not yours to leave your crown beautiful, purple and clear. And then you can imagine that sunlight beam moving into your third eye and clearing the sunlight moving through your third eye, clearing away anything that's not yours. And imagining your third eye nice and beautiful, clear, deep indigo blue. And then you can imagine that sunlight moving into your ear chakras and clearing away anything that's not yours. Remember, on the outside and on the inside through the center of your head, leaving it a beautiful magenta pink. That sunlight, beautiful sunlight ray moves down to your throat, clearing away anything that's not yours through the front, back, sides, all around, top, above, leaving it a beautiful sky blue color. As you breathe in, that beautiful sunlight ray into your heart, clearing through your heart, above, through, below, sides, back, all around, yeah? Leaving it a beautiful emerald green, sparkling emerald green. You can imagine as you breathe in, that sunlight ray moves into your solar plexus, clearing away anything that's not yours, through the insides, through the front, back, around the sides, below, above, leaving it a beautiful sunshine yellow, right, like the sun. And as you breathe in, that sunlight ray moves into your sacral chakra, clearing, opening through the center, through the front, through the back, through, around, above, all through your sacral chakra. Just imagining it nice and clear and sparkling, a beautiful, nourishing orange light glow in your sacral. And as you breathe in, that sunlight ray moves into your base chakra, clearing through the top, the bottom, the center, right in the middle, through the sides, below, above, yeah, all around through your base chakra, leaving it a beautiful ruby red glow. And that sunlight moves down through your legs, all the way through your legs, all the way down into the earth, through your feet. So that beautiful sunlight moves through your entire aura, through all of your chakras, crown, third eye, ears, throat, heart, solar plexus, sacral, base, all the way down. And you can imagine that sunlight filling your entire body and out to the outskirts of your aura and moving away and dissolving anything that's not yours as you do so. Energy clearing can be simple like that. When you're busy, it's really important that you still do that all the time. That took what? A couple of minutes, right? You didn't need any meditation. You didn't need to plug any earphones in. You didn't need anything. All you needed was to imagine the sunlight clearing your chakras. Of course, in Trust Intuition, I've got a specific meditation that goes through and clears your chakras like that. I've got a million meditations that are so simple and easy that when we are able to use them, know them, and then do them like that, we have no excuse not to clear our energy. Now, while sitting there meditating and strengthening your gift and your skills through like still mind meditation or guided meditation, so important, there is no excuse not to clear your energy all the time, okay? So, number 2 is we get drained and tired because of a lack of energy and chakra clearing, okay? That is a simple way to do it, just like that, okay? Number 3 is EMFs and Wi-Fi. Now, I wrote a blog about this just the other day, and hey Leanne, and when we are, especially if we're working online, or it doesn't really matter where we're working these days, if we live in the city or the suburbs, we're going to be exposed to Wi-Fi, EMFs, technology, all of that, okay, in our house. So it's really important to check in, like how much are you on your phone? How much are you on your Bluetooth headset? How much are you holding a Bluetooth mouse? How much are you around Wi-Fi in your home? Like you can like you can't walk down a street these days without picking up everybody's Wi-Fi. You only have to turn on, like, search your Wi-Fi and see how many Wi-Fis you pick up. And sometimes it's like, oh my God, right? And we're like fully bombarded by that all the time. So whilst we can be clearing our energy with something simple, like I just shared before, getting outside in nature can really help reset our energy field and bring us back to center really quickly. As well as, you know, like that sunlight visualization that I just took you through, that was so quick and easy. Going outside, like even myself working from home, I constantly sit outside in the sun listening to my clients, or I will stand on the grass in between clients as well to really, like, you know, ground down my energy and just reset on the grass. Put your hand on a tree, you can put your back up against the tree, connect your heart with the tree. It's really, really powerful and takes like a couple of seconds to reset your energy. So being really mindful about how much EMFs and Wi-Fi you're around. And again, it's not just one thing when we're looking at, you know, like, why am I so drained and tired? It's a whole plethora, right? There's even more things than this, and I go into them deeply in Trust Intuition. These are an awesome check-in, like, oh, okay, where's my self-care? Oh yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah. Oh, when did I last clear my energy? Oh yeah, I just cleared my energy and I'm still feeling, okay, all right. EMFs, oh yeah, I've been inside like all day. Oh yeah, I need to go and spend time outside. Like, and if you can't get outside that day, plan it for the rest of your week. Like, how many days out of your week can you spend outside? They say that 2 hours in nature, right? 2 solid hours in nature resets our energy field. Listening to nature sounds for 2 hours allows our energy field to be reset, and our brain moves out of the flight or fight, the flight or fight mode, right? So really being conscious about where you're spending your time and how much time you're spending all those places, yeah? Number 4, we get drained and tired because of draining. Who can guess what I'm about to say? Number 4, we get drained and tired because of a lack of, because we're drained and tired because of draining. What is the answer to that one? By the way, guys, hi for all the new people that joined on. I see you join live, and I've got a bit of a competition going. So every day you can win a 30-minute psychic reading phone call with me if you share this on your page, and let me know if you've shared it so I can put you in the draw. Draining people, yes. I was going to say draining relationships, but yes, draining people, definitely, yeah. We get we get drained and tired because of draining relationships, yeah? Children, yes, if we're not getting enough self-care and alone time, children can feel draining. Anyone can feel draining, by the way, if we're not doing that. So, yeah, things we do, not following our intuition. Yes, that comes under number 5. You're already ahead, Christine. Love it. Yes, energy vampires, cords. Yeah, and energy vampires and cords, they attach because we're not listening to our intuition and leaving a certain situation when we're supposed to. Right? So here's number 4. We get trained? We get tired and drained. It's tired and drained. We get tired and drained, number 4, because of draining relationships. Energy vampires, energetic cords, all that stuff, they attach because we didn't listen to our intuition, which is unaligned actions, number 5, right? We're getting the message to leave a certain situation and we're not listening to our intuition. Our intuition always knows when it's time to leave. Our gut feeling, these are our psychic skills, guys, right? Your gut feeling, your intuition, we'll go through these in a moment. But when we're not listening to our intuition to leave a certain situation, that's when all this hangs on, and it's not like, oh, this person's draining and this person's doing this to us, right? It's actually like we're not having the confidence, faith to listen to our intuition to leave, and so then it feels draining because that our intuition is like getting bogged down, and that's why most people who don't listen and haven't listened to their intuition for a long time are so clogged and bogged down they can't even hear it. They don't even know what it is. It's so clouded and fogged because they're still over here not listening, right? And that's where the physical ailments and all that stuff comes in. Yeah, that's when everything is. If we listen to our intuition, everything becomes a lot more in flow. I was going to say easier, and it does get easier the more we listen to our intuition, but sometimes it can take a lot of confidence to even trust ourselves enough to leave a situation, right? So we get tired and drained because of lack of draining relationships. Number 5 is unaligned actions, which is what you're saying there, Christine, like not following your intuition or the things we do, because like an unaligned action. So an aligned action is listening to your intuition and it brings you alive. It's aligned. It feels good, right? Unaligned is when we're not listening. Yeah, we're getting the message to do something, we're not trusting it, and we do this path, and then we get clouded and bogged down, and like that's when we get tired and drained, simply, right? Number 6 is when we're dishonest with ourselves. So in the 12 divine steps to awakening your life purpose, divine step number 1 is honesty. It's honesty with yourself in every single area of your life, in your relationships, in your finances, in what you're eating, in your self-care, in the environment you're living in, like everything. Yeah, so dishonesty with self will make you feel drained and tired because, again, you're not listening. So being honest with yourself is listening to your intuition and what's guiding you to do, i.e. leave a certain relationship. You don't listen to that, meaning you're not being honest with yourself because you're like, oh, well, it's okay, and you kind of talk yourself out of it, or maybe you do leave and then guilt pulls you back in, right? And these are all the things we delve into deeply in Trust Intuition as well. Become much lighter. Yes, we do. Yeah, because we're not bogged down, let alone all the energy suckers around us, which is only us not listening to our intuition, and it like clouds our light, and our light gets hidden, yeah, in the cloak of darkness. So the number 1 cause, yeah, is dishonesty with ourselves. Yeah, the number 1 cause of feeling drained and tired is dishonesty with ourselves. Is saying yes when you mean no. Yeah, and just like I said, the guilt will pull you back in. Yeah, so you're like, yeah, no, oh yeah, I'll do that. It's okay, right? That's the guilt talking, right? Because we feel guilty about saying no to that person. Yeah, and this steps into boundaries and having enough self-confidence, self-worth on board. And when we've been in abusive relationships, when we've had an abusive childhood, when we've been brought up in situations that haven't been loving in whatever shape or form that you've experienced, or relationships that have been narcissistic or whatever it is, it knocks our self-confidence, it knocks our self-worth, we don't trust ourselves anymore. All these things get clouded, and we get not only buried in everyone else's stuff, but we start to lose who we are. We totally lose ourselves, right? So the number 1 cause of dishonesty is saying yes when you mean no, and it just gets more and more clouded, right? Get drained and tired because we're dishonest with ourselves, and then we're not able to have that confidence in ourselves to even trust ourselves enough, have enough faith, trust, confidence that we're going to be okay, right? Because a lot of people say yes when they mean no because they're scared of abandonment, right? Underneath, it's usually a fear of abandonment, because if I don't say yes to this person, like it's all subconscious, if I don't say yes to this person, they're not going to love me anymore. I'm going to be left alone. I don't have anyone else. I better say yes and do everything they say because otherwise, you know what I mean? It's all running in the background, all running in the subconscious. So when we're really looking to underneath and heal what's really going on deep down, that's when we can really shift gears into not only trusting our intuition, but having that confidence enough to do what we feel called to do rather than pandering to everyone else, right? So it's okay to change your mind. Yeah, it's really important that when we're starting to step out of the people pleaser role, it's okay to change your mind. So when we're starting to do this and starting to say no to people, we might go, oh yeah, and then later we're like, fuck, I didn't want to do that. I don't want to do that. Now I have to do that. And that is when all the energy comes in and we feel drained and depleted. We're carrying everyone else's shit. Even if we've said, yeah, I'll do that, yeah, and then later on we're like, oh, I didn't want to do that. I'm trying to not say yes all the time. It's okay to turn around and go, you know what? I'm not able to actually do that anymore. So maybe we can catch up another time and do it then. Gonna feel really uncomfortable. It's gonna be really, really uncomfortable, right? All your stories will come up saying, oh, I shouldn't have done that, or I should have said that, or like, it's all gonna come up. Know that it will come up. But long term, you're gonna feel better. So it's okay to change your mind. So important, yeah? Share, yes, share. All right, so it's also the number one reason for going completely off path, right? When we are dishonest with ourselves and we put everyone else first, we then move into all the stories that come up along those lines of, oh, I don't have time, I'm short on time, we're so drained and I'm tired all the time, how am I supposed to even have time for that, let alone myself, or you know what I mean? So it's also another reason for going off path. We're going to go off path and we're not going to trust ourselves even more because we're like, and then we're getting this frazzled state and it's this constant like, I don't know how to do it, and like we're just, because we're so clouded with everyone else's stuff, but we're so far away from hearing the truth of our heart and our intuition, and we kind of lose that sense of self, we lose that trust, we go off path. Right? And the further off path we are, the harder it is to not only trust ourselves, but have confidence into the possibilities of the limitless universe that we live in, let alone feeling the joy and happiness in our heart again. Our heart is usually the one that cops it the most. Yes, our solar plexus and, gets beaten around and beaten down and, our self-confidence and everything is knocked out, right? And trust intuition is based in the solar plexus. There's a lot of solar plexus work in trust intuition. But the heart is also what cops it, because we get told that, oh no, we can't do something. We share our joy and it's snap. There's a lot of negativity around us. There'll be a lot of people who are negative around us. And that is only a reflection for not trusting your intuition. The doubt and all the negativity that people are saying to you around, when you have a good idea and you're like, brings you alive and you share it, that person will put you down. Right, is a direct reflection of you not trusting your own intuition and leaving the situation when you were supposed to ages ago. Usually at its core, right? If you trace it back, there's usually a core there, right? So the important thing as well, when you do make a decision, is that doubt will always kick in. Doubt always kicks in. If you make a decision, you're like, yes, I'm going to leave. Yes, that's the right thing. That's what my intuition's telling me to do. I'm going to leave. And you do. Know that doubt, oh, I don't know if I should have done that. And all the things will come up to make you doubt that decision that you just made. It happens every single time. The only thing that will get you through it is walking straight through the doubt, is knowing that. Because if you stay in that confusion and turmoil, right, the doubt, like, oh, I don't think I should, I don't know, I shouldn't have done that, and then all the guilt, oh, and they might be saying all these things like, oh, I can't live without you, or whatever it is, I miss you, and then like the guilt, you're like, oh, maybe give me another chance, go back. Talking about relationships here, you could apply this to anything, right? And then you go back out of guilt, out of doubt, and you go back, and then 5 minutes later you're like, oh my God, why did I do this? It doesn't feel right. And it starts all over again, right? So when we are, I know this is kind of going into a lot about trusting intuition here, but our intuition and activating our psychic skills really comes into that sense of being able to trust your intuition. When we start activating our psychic skills, that takes it up the next notch, right? We can activate our psychic skills. Penny just dropped. Boom. Yeah. All right. So 3 examples. There is lots of things that we can do for self-care. Okay. I'm going to just give 3 examples here. Again, in Trust Intuition, I go deep into lots of things we can do for self-care. So with self-care, I'm just going to rattle off a whole pile and you guys can write down 3 things for you. Self-care differs for everyone too, right? Just like, like I love floating in the pods with the salt water and it's like enclosed. Some people hate that. That's not self-care for them. They're like too claustrophobic and they're like, oh my God, I'm going to die in there, right? So it's really important that even when you're helping clients, what self-care and brings you up, like brings you alive and fills you up for you, might not work for your clients, right? And this is so important that you have this awareness so that you're able to support your client in finding where their self-care is, well, you know, refills their cup. You know, some people need lots of alone time, whereas other people need to be able to connect with people who are on the same level and like totally aligned, right? Not the people who are draining, right? But the people who are aligned, and that really fills their cup. Yeah, so it's so important when we're looking at self-care and the things that bring us alive to bring into yourself around what is it that fills you up. Okay, you just booked a floating session. Yeah, the beach. Yes, awesome. Yeah, comment below and let me know what fills you up. What is your your top 3 self-care factors? It's awesome, you guys are already onto it. This is so important. I must talk about this a lot on live stream. Yes, the beach. Yes, for me, floating, beach. Okay, let me rattle off some. Yeah, sleep. Sleep is the best healer. If there is anything going wrong with you or your client, and you know, like, you can do as much energy clearing and like meditating and this and that and that, and if that person is lacking in sleep, oh my God, no, this is gonna work, right? Yoga, yeah. Sleep is the best healer. If that person is exhausted, of course, there's so many things that we're gonna look at, right? When we're activating our psychic skills, when we're working with clients, when we're expanding our business, when we're going deeper into, you know, working and doing this for work, right? To sustain it long term, you really wanna be so clear on what your top 3 self-care is. Yes, look at these coming through. Awesome. So yoga, yes. Manicure, pedicure, yes. Sleep, beach, yes. Sleep. Solitude, beach, journaling, floating and sleep, yes. Cassie says sound bowls, nature and food, yes. Karen, time to myself, Karen Lee, time to myself, beach and meditation and sleep, yes. Bath, sleep, good food, Look how clear you guys are on this. I love it. So good. Katrina, rest, salt baths and exercise, yes. Adele, massage and facial, yes. Is that Jim? Is that Jim or I think yes, it's Jim. It's like, it's GMY, and I'm like, is that Jim? So Audrey is beach, bike riding, surrounded by lots of trees and nature. Yes. Sleep has been my go-to. Yes. Music. Yes. Awesome. Dancing and singing. Yes. All right. Oops, I'm knocking this over. Okay, so important. Yeah, I love how clear you are about this. So good. So sleep, water, exercise, energy clearing, all of those that you guys have mentioned are awesome. Sleep, salt caves, exercise, yes. So this is so good, right? So write down your 3, minimum 3, okay? You always want to know what your top 3 are. Special time with your daughter, yes. Those things are so important, okay? I love this. Oh, awesome. Music, solitude, and beach, yes. So good. Okay. You guys have got that clear. I must harp on that, about that all the time. It's so good. All right, let's move on to the next page. You guys are so clear on that. So good. Yes. All right, I'm doing my job. Love it. Okay. All right, so let's look at balancing your souls. Art, yes. Art helps drain all that shit out of your aura. It's so good. Okay, so balancing your soul. So this is working with the cycles, okay? And when we talk about activating our psychic gifts, like, this is something to be so important, like so aware of, okay? Now you guys might have thought that I was going to jump straight into activating our psychic gifts, but these things that we've been talking about, if you're not aware of these, it doesn't matter how open your third eye is. If you're not clear on what I'm going through already, it doesn't matter how clear, you know, how open your third eye is, you're going to still be drained, you're going to be tired, you know, your psychic, even your third eye will get tired and bloodshot and drained and tired. Like, you know, like, this is such a foundational, important sense, because we're not just spiritual beings, right? We're physical human beings. We're both. It's 2, right? It's a 2-way street. It's a internal psychic, unseen, you know, like a spiritual soul thing, and then it's a physical reality. Like, let's bring that spirituality to reality. Like, how do we be psychic? How do we activate our soul? How do we take our psychic gifts to the next level? And the physical reality, like, what does that even look like? These things I'm talking about, this is like your golden key nuggets. Like, if you guys are not getting this, like, you need to watch this again, right? But I'm trusting you all out because you're right there with me and you're so clear on it. It's awesome. All right, so listening, the cycles of my soul and the cycles of healing are important to be aware of, to support me by. Now, number one is not thinking I'm crazy. So when we even look at the cycles of my soul, the cycles of healing, like, what the hell are even the cycles, right? Now, I almost started talking about it just before when a lot of people were saying sleep. And for me, sleep is the number one best healer. Like I said, like, if you guys, if nothing's working, check in with how much sleep you've had in the last 24 hours, in the last week, in the last month. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, sleep is like the best healer on earth, plus water, plus, so many things, but that's number one. So when we look at the cycles of my soul, there's a few things here. Okay, maybe I should have written a bit of space to write these down, but these are really important, right? You've probably heard me talk about these at times. So the cycles of my soul. Number one, of course, obvious for women, is the menstrual cycles. Yeah, so really being conscious of menstrual cycle. And even if you're a man watching this, men have cycles too, right? Please tell me if you're a man watching this. Give me some love hearts, or just be like, yep, right on to it, Hannah. Around men need cave time. Men need lots of alone time. Well, I don't know if alone time. Men need lots of space. Just like, well, we do too, right? But it's like men have cycles too. Men need lots of space, lots of processing time. Yes? Men need and like cave time. Men go distant because they're just going into their cave. Men have cycles too, and it's so important to be aware of. Okay? Because when we're not aware of it, a lot of women can get triggered and like take it personally and all that sort of thing. Getting sidetracked. The cycles of my soul, the cycles of my body, are menstrual cycle, you can call it cave time for men, but it's so important to know that 10 days before you bleed is your most sensitive time. It's where you need more self-care. It's where you need more sleep. It's, leading up to, it's like they call it PMS and like, going crazy and going mental. Like, yeah, people, and that's the way society is being brought up, that we're crazy or that we need psychiatric help and like all we need is like extra sleep and like we're super sensitive to all the energy, right? That 10 days before you bleed is so important to like be conscious of your cycle and like track it on a calendar. Even for men, right? Like for me personally, like on my calendar, I just write in the top corner, like a P, like P for period, like just on the days that I bleed. So then I can see it really visually. I'm a very visual person. I need to like see the picture, right? And so I see that there and I cross out like on my calendar, like that 10 days before I bleed coming up. So I know like, I need more self-care. I need more sleep around that time. I need more iron. Like, do you know what I mean? And then when you're tracking it like that, whether you're a man or a female, a woman, it's also looking at the moon cycles. Yeah, so most calendars have the moon cycles on them. So you can get a rough estimate of where you are. Now this steps into the cycles of healing and the cycles of my soul and not thinking we're crazy, which is number one, right? Is that when we start tracking our own cycle with what I just suggested, and then we see where the moon cycle is at, right? We're starting to tap into a deeper layer of connecting into the cycles, the rhythms, and these are like, imperative for being able to trust the intuition and take your psychic skills to the next level. You must be conscious of your energy environment, right? They talk about psychic skills and your psychic awareness as being, what is it? Like sensing energy, right? And if you're not conscious of your energy environment, meaning where's the moon at, you don't have to be anal about it. But you need to have some sort of conscious awareness about it. Oh yeah, cool, we're in new moon, dark moon. Oh cool, we're in full moon. Like, as long as you've got an idea around that. So Amanda says, what about women who don't have a monthly cycle? So notice, so Christine says, always notice it because I eat so much. Yeah, right? So be mindful, right? For women who don't have a monthly cycle, I bet you'll still be emotional. at certain times, right? Track those days that you're more emotional or you're like, what the fuck's going on? Like, track those days, right? Put an E on your calendar or something, right? Yes. Soaking in hot springs. Yes. So when we can, like we've written it on our calendar and we've got our own cycles happening. And then we see, oh yeah, the moon's happening too. So we're tracking the moon cycles. That takes us into the next deeper layer of our conscious awareness and energy and psychic gift. Takes us into the next level. Yeah? Might not sound like it, but it is, right? Hold up with me. What if that's every day? Write on your calendar every day. So important to track it. So important. Let me explain why. Moon cycles, taking it deeper. You're conscious of an energy outside of yourself, the moon. It's not like we're blaming the moon, but we're conscious of what's going on around us. Yeah? Now, we've got our cycle, we've got our moon, the moon cycle, and then obviously we've got the seasons. Yeah? Winter, spring, summer, autumn. Yeah? Most psychic phase of the moon, any phase you choose, Rita, is my answer to that. So when we're looking at our cycle, moon cycle, seasons, what season we're in, equinox, Samhain, all of that stuff, right? Samhain, it's pronounced. Yeah? We've got this kind of thing happening, right? So if we look at it, here's us, this tiny little ball. And then we've got the moon that's kind of like coming out a little bit. And then we've got the seasons is coming out a little bit further, covering the earth. And then we're kind of coming out further, being aware. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it's bigger than us. And then all of a sudden, instead of just being us in this tiny little ball of energy, all of a sudden we're like got this conscious awareness of like all this energy. And we're like, whoa, and our whole energy opens up. So all of a sudden we've got this awareness, this energy awareness, like our psychic gift suddenly expands into more than just us. Okay? You guys know that we feel energy all the time, right? Let's be conscious of exactly what we're feeling. You want to be clear in your psychic gifts and in your intuition and what's going on around you? This is where we start. So, looking at cycles of my soul, we've got those, yeah? The cycles of healing, also really important to be aware of with yourself and with your clients, yeah? It's really important questions to ask your clients. I should have made more space for notes for you guys, right? There's this thing, right? From when somebody has a spiritual awakening, there's a 9-month cycle and an 18-month cycle. I've noticed with my clients, it's about an 18-month period that from the time they really start working on their stuff consciously and or they've had a spiritual awakening, that first 18 months can just be grief the whole time. Right? Because remember, when we spiritually awaken and we open our psychic gifts and we like, the first thing that happens is we start consciously feeling. And sometimes that consciously feeling is like, it's hell. Right? People are like, oh my God, can I go back to sleep? Like, how many times have you guys said, oh my God, I just wish I could go back to sleep. I don't want to be conscious. Right? No, I really love being conscious. I'm telling myself. How many of you guys have had those moments where you're like, can I just go back to sleep at times, right? And not like physical sleep, like conscious sleep, right? And it's so important to just be conscious of those timelines, right? Like ask your client, like, when did you first have your spiritual awakening, or when is it? And whether it's a 9 months or 9 weeks or 18 weeks, or is it's 9 years or 18 years, like just check in. Like, these timelines are so important. When we look at bending time and space, when we look at time as an illusion, and we're looking at, all these things like time doesn't exist and time is not real. Well, you know what? It's kind of like, how do we actually manage that? Because, we're two. We're spiritual and we're physical. We've got this limitless being inside of us, and we're in this like container and captive kind of body that feels like a prison at times, because like this limitless being of soul wants to expand, and then like we're kind of like in this like structural like physical limit self, right? People say we're limitless. Yes, there's an aspect of us that's limitless, and then there's all these aspects that just can only go this certain things. So how do we bend time and space? How do we move beyond the reality of which we are, 3D, whatever label you want to put on it, right? It's really coming into this thing about, okay, let's look at these timelines, let's look at these healing cycles, let's look at what's really going on and work with them rather than against them to really amplify our manifestation abilities, our psychic abilities, and to really bring our future into the now. Yeah? Yep, a lot. Yeah, a lot of people. So Leanne says October usually also increases our intuition massively too. What is your reasoning behind that? I'm curious. So just being conscious, right? That 9-month cycle, 18-month cycle, looking in where you're at, right? If you're crying all the time, like look at how much work you've been doing and look at when you really consciously started doing the work, right? It's not always, but I do notice that if someone's really going deep with their inner personal development work and changing their life, that first 18 months can feel like hell. It's the most time people need support without judgment. So, number one, the cycles of my soul, the cycles of healing are important to be aware of to support me by, number one, not thinking I'm crazy. We're not crazy, we're just feeling all of these cycles. Yeah. I was going to say Halloween. I was just seeing if that's what you were saying. Yeah, the veil's been lifted. Yeah. As I've been saying in my daily oracle on Instagram TV, it is October. The veils are thin. Yeah, it's so important because we're going to be sensing more energy and more like people from the other side and all that sort of stuff. Yeah. You often get the moon cycles card. Yeah. So when you're looking at your cards, so the moon cycles cards, even the environmental awareness cards in any deck, I've come over the years, I've come to realize it's, because some of those environmental cards just kind of say things like, like you have a life purpose in environmental activism or help Mother Earth or clean up, pick up trash. What I've learned over the years that card can represent these cycles that I just talked about and what's in your energy environment as well. So yeah, awesome that you brought that up. Okay, so number 2, remembering that everything is evolving and everything is cycling. Yeah? So these things help to keep your energy clear, because if you start feeling all this shit and you're like, I'm going crazy, like I'm going insane, like I don't know. And even people get labeled like that because they're feeling all this energy. As soon as we bring awareness to all these cycles, let alone energy, environment, all of that sort of thing, is that all of a sudden we're not crazy, we're just friggin' feeling everything. And when we bring awareness to it, all of a sudden it's not us. Of course there's always stuff for us to work on, do you know what I mean? But it takes that okay, that's what it is, and all of a sudden we can breathe again. So remembering that everything is always evolving and cycling. Number 3, check in with what else is going on with the world. So just like I said, the cycles. Where's the moon? What season am I in? Because sometimes we can be in winter and forget that this is a really in time and lots of sleep and rejuvenating, and then we come out in the spring and summer. So always remembering where we are in those cycles. And it's also good, if there's some days where you're checking in, looking at astrological, whether it's, I don't know, big Saturn thing. I'm not really big on, I'm not trained in astrology, but I know, there's some big planetary cycles that affect things more than others. So just, again, it's not blaming that. It's just a conscious awareness of what's going on in your energy environment, right? So instead of being this, we expand into, we're conscious of all these things. It expands our energy, not contracts it, okay? Checking in with what's going on in the world. So sometimes when there's the politics and stuff in America, sometimes that energy ripples out through the whole world and we can feel that, right? So just having an understanding, okay, that's going on too. Okay, cool. Actually, there's actually and I'm serious about this bit, I just checked before I jumped on. There's been an earthquake under Oklahoma, I don't know, in the last 48 hours, which is unheard of, right? So there's all these things that are going on. It's okay, cool. Just, right, that's going on too, right? It's not me. Yeah? So Doreen says it can be overwhelming until I remember it's not me. I'm just feeling it in every way and everything is always evolving. Yes, that's the thing. We can feel overwhelmed and we're crazy and something's wrong with us. But when we're just okay, cool, right? Instant clarity of psychic awareness, instant clarity of energy, instant back on track, rather than spiraling down there's something wrong with me. No, you're just sensitive. You're just consciously feeling something. And when you bring that conscious awareness to it, it shifts. Yeah. So Amanda said, are ascensions and upgrades of gifts the same things? I guess so. It depends what, you kind of like looking at specifically, but I would definitely say yes to that. They'd be different in their own right, but overall, yes, yeah. So number 4, check in with my own cycles and also age healing. Yeah, so check in with where you're at. So in module 3 in Trust Intuition, I go deep into the age chart. Yeah, and it's so important when we're working with clients or even looking at our own health and healing about where we are in these age cycles. Our body goes through different cycles of hormones over different periods of times when we hit puberty, when we're 28 to 35, and then obviously when we hit menopause, moving into 40s and 50s. So it's like so important just to check in with where am I at? What more support am I needing on a physical level, mental level, emotional level, really going into that, yeah? Okay, now number 5. This is where we shift at the core, right? Looking deeper if I need to now you can insert any role that you like here, but the people pleaser role is a big one. For people in the personal development industry, being a people pleaser and saying yes when you really mean no is a really big deal. It is probably one of the most important things to shift, heal, clear, and gain your confidence and your energy and your aliveness for life and all of that back by saying no when you mean no. Yeah, the people pleaser in you is the one that will go back out of guilt. The people pleaser in you is the one that will, say yes until you burn out. Like, you know what I mean? And like the lack of boundaries comes from, oh my goodness, I keep knocking this. The lack of boundaries comes from a lack of self-worth and not feeling so alone, right? Because most of us will do it because we're scared of abandonment. The fear of abandonment is engulfing. Right? And that stems from looking under and going under deeper. Yeah. So number 5 is looking deeper. And again, in Trust Intuition, module 4 is where we clear out the biggest trauma, the deepest trauma, working with that, because until we actually shift that real deep trauma, not many other things will shift in our life. If we, gone through a really rough childhood or we've gone through rough relationships and we actually haven't worked at the core of why we keep attracting that will just keep happening. Yeah. You need to work there. Yeah. All right, so here we are moving into activating the psychic gifts. Told you this was a bit of a longer training to start with, guys. So let's delve into this one. Okay, so most of you who follow me and are in Trust Intuition already know these ones. But let me know if this is your first time here, or if you don't know this style, give me some love hearts as well. So with this next one, we're actually going to literally talk into activating your psychic gifts. Now, there is so much that you can do around activating your psychic gifts, upgrading your psychic gifts, upgrading your spiritual organs, finding new spiritual organs. Like, it's kind of like limitless right now. As I always say, I will share what's worked for me, what I do, and as a starting point. Okay, it doesn't mean that that's the be all and end all. It means that this is where you start. And if your intuition is guiding you that actually there's something else that I've got here, or this is actually not what you say it is, Hannah, I need you to trust your intuition over what I'm teaching. I'm teaching you as a starting point, as a guide. And then it's up to you to evolve and unfold your magic and your life purpose gift, which comes from trusting your intuition over what any book, what any teacher, what any video or anything says, right? It's so important, right? Okay, who can tell me the 4 Claires? I know there's a lot of you on live stream now that have already and do know this off by heart. We should do. Well, I imagine you would. And by the way, guys, if you've just joined, you can share this live stream and tell me that you've shared it, and you go into the draw to win a free 30-minute psychic reading, and that's every day. You can win a free 30-minute psychic reading with me. That's a phone call. So if you've shared it, tell me that you've shared it so I can put you in the draw. All right. So the 4 Claires. Now, I'll go through them. Actually, no, I'll say this, because notice that I'm strongest in, right? And that's the next sentence down, is that when we are looking at our psychic abilities, a lot of people, so for example, I'm always like, oh, I see this color, or I see that person, or I see this, I see this, I see this. What I forget is that some people get so tripped up. They're like, oh, but I don't see those colors, or I don't see it. And I'm like, no, but I bet you feel them, or you just know that it's blue. And they're like, oh yeah, I do. And it's like, so don't underestimate your gift, right? We've got 4 spiritual organs. We're usually strongest in one of them. We either feel everything, or we just know stuff. Like I don't know, I just knew that was going to happen, right? First one is our claircognizance. Yeah, it's our crown chakra, and it's our claircognizance. We just know. Yeah, we just know. I just knew that was going to happen. I just knew it, right? That's the language. It's like, I just knew it. Well, I don't know. I just know, right? It's like people get called a know-it-all. It's like, well, because I do know it all, right? In a sense that their claircognizance is like on point, right? You just get a thought about something. It's those out of the blue thoughts, yeah? As I go through this, note which one you're strongest in. You'll be like, oh yeah, that's me, down to a T, right? Your clairvoyance, number 2, your third eye. A lot of people know this one. Yeah, your clairvoyance is where we see. Now, remember, it's not just about seeing visions and stuff, although you might be a really prolific dreamer, right? And you have really clear dreams or prophetic dreams, or you see in pictures, like it's like a movie screen playing either out there or in your mind, right? You see visual pictures, or you might see images. You might see people like ghosts, like you might actually see that, right? Remember, it's not always esoteric stuff you see. Your clairvoyance, okay. How many people see angel numbers? 111, 222, 333. Give me some love hearts, or say yes if you see angel numbers all the freaking time. On clocks, on number plates, on random emails you get, on posts, on anywhere there's numbers. Like, give me some love hearts if you guys see angel numbers all the friggin' time, right? Yeah, a lot of you. Okay, so those of you who have said yes, do you feel like you're not very clairvoyant? Because I'm about to tell you that you are highly clairvoyant by seeing angel numbers all the time. And this is where a lot of people forget and get tripped up, that just because they're not seeing a ghost, or they're seeing wells of color or sparkles of color, right? They think that they're not clairvoyant, and it shuts down their clairvoyance even more. It shuts down your third eye. So when you see angel numbers there, like, you're highly clairvoyant, guys. Our clairvoyance is not just our third eye. It's your 3 eyes. 3. 2 physical, 1 spiritual. Yeah? 3. You've got 3 eyes with your clairvoyance. So if you're seeing numbers all the time, you're highly clairvoyant. So every time you see an angel number now, I want you to say, I am highly clairvoyant. And notice how much more you start seeing with your third eye. Okay? Deal? Is that a deal? Deal, right? Okay, the third one is your clairaudience. By the way, guys, as I'm talking about these, they're being activated. Challenge accepted. Yes. Love it. Cool. You've seen a ghost? Yes. Awesome. Highly clairvoyant. All right, clairaudience number 3 is where we hear. Now, I hear things all the time. Now, I want you to count along with me in your mind. 1, 3. Did you hear yourself count to 5 in your mind? You just activated your clairaudience. You just heard your clairaudience. That is the sound of your clairaudience. When you're reading along in your mind, That is your clairaudience. You can hear it. Yeah? So important. Your ear's been blocked for 2 weeks. Interesting. Which one, right or left? So important to realize the depth of your clairaudience. Okay? Now, of course, there's so much more to clairaudience, but a lot of people miss that one. They think, oh, I don't hear anything, but they get songs stuck in their head all the damn time. Notice what the lyrics of those songs are talking to you about. Google them. There's messages in them. It's Archangel Sandalphon. Okay? Now, the other thing is when I also hear a particular angel or whatever, spirit guide or whatever intuition comes through, I hear the intuition just kind of here. It's like just there, just behind my right ear, just there. Like it's very distinct and different. So whilst you just counted to 5 in your mind, or you read a book and you can hear your own clairaudience, that's how you're strengthening your clairaudience. But just because it's not just there all the time doesn't mean it's not clairaudience. If you ask a question and you hear yourself reply, you need to trust it. When you start doubting it, that's when it goes silent. Yeah, okay, so, oh, hang on a second. You just picked up on 5, it was a guess. I'm not sure what you're talking about. Pauline? It's your left. Okay, so left is all about receiving, yeah, and the feminine. I'd work with your interest intuition, so you could work with the clairaudience healing meditation, yeah. And yeah, working on receiving. Are we on the same side as you are now? I'm not sure what you mean. Like left, right, do you mean? This is my right ear when I hear this stuff. All right, so the next one is your clairsentience, yeah? And your clairsentience, where a lot of people say it's your gut and they're like, oh, my gut feeling. It's actually your heart. Yeah, so yeah, you might feel it down sacral, like get a bad feeling about something. It's actually your heart. Yeah, we get a feeling about something. Now, what we need to remember is that our heart energy is, what do they say? I don't know, some massive, like, something magnetically times bigger or something, right? Our energy, our heart energy field is huge if we let it be. Our empath feeling self is not, we just don't feel just on our arm. We feel over our entire body. We get so consumed with feeling and overwhelmed, right? It's a whole body feeling, isn't it? It's not just our heart, or it's not just our stomach, or it's not just any of that, is it? It's a whole body sensation. And this is why it's so important to clear your whole energy, to be conscious of what's in your aura, of the whole thing, right? So when we look at that, it's like looking at the whole feeling. So your clairsentience is heart, stomach, whole body. If you get, oh, I don't get a good feeling about that. Like, where do you feel that? It's usually a whole body thing, right? As an empath, we're feeling the whole body. So your clairsentience is your feeling self. It's your whole body feeling self, but stemming from the heart. That's where it usually drops into, is the heart. Yeah? So out of those, let me know which one you're strongest in. Is it claircognizance? Is it clairvoyance? Is it clairaudience? Or is it clairsentience? Let me know, guys. Oh, I'm with you now, Pauline. When I asked if you got to 5, you tuned in just before and you picked up the number 5. Yeah, awesome. You're already on it. I haven't turned my camera around today, so this is my right ear and this is my left ear. My left arm's got all the tattoos. And your right ear has a huge block. Yeah, so when you start working with the ear chakra meditations, then yeah, that can help unblock them. And it's all about receiving, so receiving in general. Clairvoyance, Mel? Yep. Okay, awesome. So you can write down, 1, 3, and 4, a lot more. More so than 2. Yeah. Awesome to be conscious, right? It's awesome to be conscious of what you're strongest in and then also what you need to work in. Yeah, clairsentience, yeah. I always know more than I should, but often hear things and sometimes see. Yeah, awesome. Awesome to be conscious of this stuff, yeah? My stomach goes after my intuition, yes. Yep. So usually we'll get something and another part will back it up, yeah? Clairvoyance, you're seeing heart. We picked that up and you're cracking the code, didn't we? It's so amazing. Love that, Gemma. Yeah, clairsentience and clairvoyance. Cool to say both. Not choosing an option. Yes, awesome. Yeah, awesome, guys. Love this clarity. So on the next page, it's important to remember I have 4 ways of receiving my intuition messages and my psychic messages so that I can be strongest in all of them. So whilst we're always strongest in 1 or 2, the ones that we're not strongest in, if you want to be highly clairvoyant, if you want to be highly psychic, if you want to be really clear intuitive, don't forget about the other 2. Don't forget about what else there is. What other spiritual organs are there that I haven't mentioned that your intuition is guiding you and showing you? In my cracking the code sessions, like with Gemma saying the clairvoyant seeing heart that she has, I pick up amazing things that people have these spiritual gifts, right? It's kind of like being a mer angel and we've got angel wings, or there's so many other things that we can pick up. So it's always just consciously like working on your conscious gifts, like the ones you're aware of, and then asking yourself, what else do I have? What other spiritual gifts do I have? What other psychic gifts do I personally have? Because we've all got unique gifts, right? I feel like I'm fairly even, maybe a little less clairaudient. Yes. Reminded me of the movie The Castle, where the solicitor says it's just the vibe of it. Yeah, exactly, right? It's just the vibe of it. If my heart is sad, I can't eat. Yes. I thought I was imagining that. Try to ignore it. Yes, you shouldn't doubt it. Get Clear is amazing for that. Yes, the Get Clear program. Yep, definitely. Get Clear intuition. Okay. So that's why it's important, right? That we're strongest in 1 or 2, but it's important to amplify the other ones so that we're strong intuitively all over, not just one muscle. We don't go to the gym and just work out on one muscle. I mean, maybe we do, but then we go back and work on other muscles, right? It's all of them, not just one. Some people just fully focus on third eye, and I'm like, wow, third eye must be really exhausted. Yeah, well, this is still live. You can watch the replay, Maria. You have missed a bit. All right. I didn't mention the audience. I get many hits with music. Yes. Yeah, it's amazing when we check lately. Check over what they are. All right. So when I second guess or doubt myself, it is important that I remember that my mind always overtakes my heart. Now, even though I just had gone over all of our intuition, all of our organs, and that's our whole body. What I'm now saying is that, like the sentence that I've written down here, is when I second guess or doubt myself, it is important that I remember that my mind will always overtake my heart. So just like Pauline's example there, I thought I was imagining that. I try to ignore it. I realized that I shouldn't. Thank you for the confirmation. Yes, right? So important here is because when we look at that around, we will get intuition and then our brain will go, oh no, but you can talk yourself out of it. Yeah? Your brain talks yourself out of it. Your mind always overtakes your heart, right? So we'll get intuition about something and we're like, no, and we'll brush it off, right? And Pauline was like a perfect example right there. Yeah? So when I second guess or doubt myself, it is important that I remember my mind will always overtake me. So if I make a decision, yes, I'm doing this, and then your mind, so the guilt and everything and all that stuff kicks in. It's like, oh no, but I better, oh no, oh, the mind will find 50,000 negative things out of the most positive thing that happened that day. I remember hearing something, and I can't remember, it was like something like, if 10 amazing things happened to you today and 1 negative thing happened to you today, what are you focusing on? And it's usually the 1 negative thing. And this is where brain training comes in, and it's so damn important, right? Training your heart to be more conscious and more powerful, more energized, more stronger than your brain. Not that the brain's wrong or we shut it down or we hate it. It's that, oh, I hear you talking again. I hear you trying to make me doubt and think that I shouldn't, when my heart's like, yes. You say follow the heart. Yep, it overtakes. It sure does. All right, guys, this is the last little bit. This is enhanced perception and awareness. Yeah, enhanced perception and awareness. Now, I shared a blog just the other day, actually, or last week or something, about this. It is the spatial awareness, yeah? And if you've used my internal compass chakra clearing meditation, you'll know it's the north, the south, the east, the west, the above, and the below, yeah? Those are your spatial awareness, not just the north, south, east, west, the above, and the below, but what's in front of you, what's behind you, what's to the sides of you, what's above you, what's below you, right? In your aura, yeah, if you've got a conscious awareness of how big or little your aura is, you can tune into it now. Where is the edge of your aura, right? Our aura is usually pretty big. However, if we're lacking in self-care, and like we went through at the start around we get tired and drained, if we're lacking in those things, right, our aura shrinks close to our body, yeah? And that's when we get sick easily because there's no barrier here. There's no barrier and things come in easier. But when we keep up with our self-care and all those things that make us feel energized and alive, our aura is really strong and big. Yeah, and big. And that keeps us healthy, energized, and we don't get sick very often at all, because not only is our aura big, but with the spatial awareness, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is the north, the south, the east, the west, the above, the below, is that in our aura, we've got this space here, right? And we're conscious that not just of our aura and where it's at, right? If you notice, right, use this. Like next time you're really tired and exhausted, tune in. Like, where's the edge of my aura? Where is it? Right? North, south, east, west. Tune in. Like, how big is it, right? Yeah, well, tune in now. Like, where's the edge of your aura? Is it really close? Like, if you can't even sense where it is, it's probably like, ugh, no wonder I'm so tired. There's nothing filling your own cup up. I notice when I'm in a line, like waiting up, you know, lining up at the bank or lining up somewhere. If I'm lining up, the person in front of me is a big chunk in front of me. If someone walks up and they like stand really like close to me, like I have to move out the way. Like I can feel I can just feel their aura. Like I can feel them walking towards me. I wouldn't even have to look behind. I can feel it. And when it's like a dense line sort of thing, because I can't move forward anymore, I stand to the side. I literally stand to the side in a line. I've got my foot kind of over there, or I'll put my bag down or something. I literally am out of other people's auras because I'm that sensitive to energy and what's in my own spatial awareness, sides, above, below, that someone walks in, I'm like standing far away from them. Not out of like, you're bad, whatever. Not out of that. Just the fact that I can feel it. It's just like, yep, I just got my energy over here. And that's why I always talk about, if you walk out of a shopping center, walk through the, you know, the waterfall door, yeah? Yeah, you do the same. Yeah. All right. So, yeah, it makes so much sense. Yep, close today. Yeah, you do the same. Yeah, it's really, really noticeable, isn't it? Oops. My children can never scare me. Most people can't. I usually feel them coming. Yes, exactly, right? Exactly. Yep, speakerphone, you can feel that energy. Yeah. All right, so the last page for today is, this awareness helps me to strengthen my psychic gift and increase my energy so that I'm not used by my psychic gift, but I become more aware and perceptive of what my psychic gift is showing me and or guiding me, what your intuition is saying to you. Yeah? So I'll say it again. This awareness helps me to strengthen my psychic gift and increase my energy so that I'm not used by my psychic gift, used and abused by your own gift and feel like you're cursed, and no. But I become more aware and perceptive about what my psychic gift is actually showing me, what my intuition is talking to me, what my intuition is guiding me to do. Yeah? Yeah. And she seems to forget. Yeah. It agitates you. Yeah. Yeah. You can really feel it. Yeah, because you can just feel that stuff, right? So this is really important, guys, and it's like the foundational stuff, right? When we're talking about activating your psychic gifts now, I don't know what you guys expected, but maybe you thought coming here we're actually going to like activate our organs, trust intuition. I go deep into that, but this is such a crucial element that people miss, right? So people miss, right? And it is so important that if you really master everything that I've shared here, you'll be like 10 times above, I don't know if above's like ahead of somebody who only sits there focusing, meditating. Like it is more, our psychic gift is more than just opening our third eye. It is, because it's everything. And the other part about it, like I said on here, we've got a soul and we've got a physical body. It's both. It ain't just our third eye. That's one little component of it, right? It's our physical body. It's what we're putting in our body. It's what we're looking after our body. It's what we're doing in our energy environment. Physical, energetics, relationships, the whole thing. Listening to your intuition about leaving certain environments or relationships, all of that, right? If you're not listening to yourself, you're going to be clouded in energy. If you're saying yes and helping more people and when you should be saying no and going to sleep, you're going to be clouded in energy. Plain and simple. You're going to be tired. You're going to be exhausted, right? Now, as I mentioned, Trust Intuition is open, and this is actually the last time that you will ever see Trust Intuition at this low investment. The super early bird is open now. With all these changes that I've been going through this year in my business and the certification and everything I've been shown that only people in Trust Intuition and the Activate Your Archangel frequency know, because I've shared it with them. But when the doors open to Trust Intuition in December, the price will be significantly higher. So you will never see Trust Intuition at this low investment ever again. If you've ever thought about coming into Trust Intuition, now's your time. It is a certified course and you don't have to do the certification. You can just increase your psychic development. There is fortnightly support calls, so you do get that group coaching with me. So if you've got specific issues, whether it's about a relationship or your business or anything, you can ask those questions and I jump on live stream every fortnight in the group and you can get the group coaching in there. I've also just started doing a psychic development class every month, specifically on psychic development, which tomorrow in our psychic development here in Activating Our Psychic Skills, we are going to go through the third eye. I'm going to do a live channeled crystalline third eye activation, speaking about like, it's not just our third eye, but I am being guided to do a specific third eye activation and go through this with you. What do you mean, will it be certified this time? It is certified. So Trust Your Intuition is the course that leads you into the certification. You need to complete Trust Intuition, but when you come into Trust Intuition, you automatically get the certification, like access to it. Of course, you got to do the work to certify, but it's a certified course. So you can come out of Trust Intuition with a certified intuitive healer and life purpose activator. That is the title of it. And intuitive healing is pretty much why I've created it, because as an intuitive healer, it's not just one thing, you know, like, yes, there's a structure of healing. Yes, there's this, but it's intuitive. You know what I mean? Like, it's the quantum field. It's tapping into what your intuition is being guided to take your clients through, to take you through in everyday life, whether you're doing it as a business or whether you're just doing it for personal development, to be able to enhance your business. You don't even have to be in this field, but you might do this for your own personal development, which enhances your business, right? So this is like growing your own skills. There's psychic development, there's deep trauma healing. So I have a lot of people who have come and they've been told that they're crazy, they've been put in mental institutions, and it's not that. It's pretty much that they just feel the world, right? And it's when we allow ourselves to hone our gift and to really know how to use our gift rather than our gift using us. It's not a curse, it is a gift, and it is just knowing how to use that. So trust your intuition teaches you all of that, plus obviously the support that you get in there from me too. Yeah, you're so welcome. Absolutely loving Trust Your Intuition. Seriously, life changer. It is, Cassie. I love having you in there. Yes, lots to think about. How beautiful. Yes. So I will pop the link in for you as well when I get off the computer. I'll put in the Trust Your Intuition link and the inner circle as well. So if you want like access to everything, so I hold obviously the full moon ceremony, there's the life purpose mentorship, which is more the kind of business side of things, yeah? So in Trust Intuition, we're specifically really going through the healing, or we're looking at the certification, how to use that with our clients. And then the life purpose mentorship is really taking it to the next level and building your business, whether you're doing it online or in person, or how do you even have clients. We go deep into that. So if you're wanting the access to everything, the inner circle is where you get that, plus you get 12 months one-on-one access to me. So any course that I create over these next 12 months, so just like recently I created Reconfiguring Your Energetic Codes, and then also the Activate Your Archangel Frequency, you get access to any course that I create in the next 12 months in the inner circle. Plus obviously you get lifetime access to Trust Intuition, you get a year membership into the Facebook groups of the Life Purpose Mentorship, and that is in Rapid Ascension Awakening. That's all the next level psychic development that I'm creating and streaming through. That is the advanced certification, so you automatically get access to that as well in the inner circle. So that inner circle and Trust Intuition, you just won't see them at these low investment prices ever again, because I've just, with what I've been guided to do, I'm just like, okay, this is the last opportunity. Now with that, you're so welcome, Adele. Because this is the last time that I am releasing it at this low cost, there is a 12-month payment plan for the super early bird. So the super early bird is open for a week. Yeah, so the investment will be increasing. It's open until the end of the month. So it'll be the start of November. You're so welcome, Kelly. But the super early bird is open for a week, so that will go up, the investment will go up to the early bird price next week. But there's a 12-month payment plan on there now, which is not seen or heard of before on the super early bird. So plus, for those of you who pay in full, I've also been guided to send out a parcel in the mail, so you get a special gift from me, a physical gift in the physical mail, not just online, and I feel really excited about that. So there's no judgment whether you pay in full or join us on the payment plan, but you also get a little physical gift, and I'm really excited to be able to send those to people as well. So yeah, and if you're watching the replay, guys, you can ask me any questions, or if anybody has got any questions now, please go ahead and ask me. It's been so lovely to send you the link. Yes, for sure, I'll pop the link in the comments when I jump off the live stream. Oh, it's been so lovely to hold this. I hope you guys got lots out of that. It's really awesome to go into it that deep with you here. And then tomorrow, the crystalline third eye activation. And remember, if you guys are sharing it, or you have shared it and you've already let me know, I'll put you in the draw. Each day you could go in the draw to win a 30-minute psychic reading phone call from me. So all you have to do is share this live stream on your page, or tag people in the comments, and let me know. Just like comment here that you've shared it, so I can put you in the draw. You're very, very welcome, guys. Yeah, it's been so lovely to have you here. Yeah. All right, I'm going to jump off this live stream. I'll put the link in the comments, and I'll also share the Trust Intuition posts on my page as well, so you'll see them come up. Love you guys heaps. Yay! See you tomorrow for our third eye, baby. You're so welcome, guys.